Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you've been doing well, and welcome to my tutorial on how to make a bolero top with the turtleneck. So you're going to want to get some circular knitting sticks, and you're also going to want to choose your colors of yarn. You're going to start off by making your loop and placing it on your knitting stick. My size is a small medium, so I'm going to be casting on another 39 stitches, including the first loop that I first put on my knitting stick, making it a total of 40 stitches. Once I've completed my 40 stitches, I'm then going to cast on another 40 stitches for my back area, which this is going to make it a total of 80 stitches. You're going to want to make sure that all the stitches are facing the correct way. Put your circular knitting sticks ends together, and then you're going to start by doing the pattern. So we're going to start off by doing one knit stitch, bring that yarn forward that is attached to our yarn ball, and then we're going to get ready to do a purl because we are going to be making the border a knit one, purl one. Then we're going to go back and do a knit stitch and then repeat again. Bring that yarn forward, stick your knitting stick into that yarn at a slant, wrap that yarn around and pull back, and that's how I do my purl stitch. Once you're done and you've reached the back, you're going to complete the same pattern. So you're going to knit on the knit spots and you're going to purl on the purl spots. So it might be trickier to understand this at first, but you will tell the difference from a knit and a purl. Once you're done the border, we're going to always restart at the back area where we have this little tail. And at that point, I'm going to switch my color. So I'm going to be using this frosty pink. I'm going to get ready to just do my knit stitch with it. So we're going to go under, grab that pink yarn, bring it forward, and that's starting my first knit. And then on my purls, it feels a little bit different. So I do grab from the back and then do my knit, do what feels comfortable. Now I'm going to be doing 26 rows up. This is what I need to fit my body size, so you might need less or more. So once you get your first knit row done, you're going to want to attach it just like so. And then literally once that's done, you can continue doing your knit rows on each row. So I will meet you guys back once I have completed all of my 26 rows up, and when it'll be time where I'll show you how to make the armholes. How I go about this. And so I've done my rows. So now that I've hit my back area, the way that I do it, I don't do it like the raglan way. Maybe in 2024 I'll learn how to do that, but this is just literally what I do every time I need to make armholes. Basically what I do is I have to count all of my stitches and then I have to divide it into two. So I've counted and I have 80 stitches on my knitting sticks, so that means that dividing that by 2 would make it 40. So if I were to split this in half, I'd have 40 stitches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count 40 stitches, okay? Okay, so right here is 40 stitches. So this is the halfway mark. So there should be 40 here and 40 here. Now I have to cut 40 in half. So easily, since these are easy numbers, that's going to be 20. So I need to count 20 stitches in. So I'm going to start from my back and count 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 20, it leaves me right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bunch together anywhere from 16 to 20 stitches. It depends how thick your yarn is, but since we are using thick yarn, I'm going to do about 16 stitches. 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, and then 16. So this here should be 16. 1, 2, 3. You can put your markers here or you can just remember. So for me, what this means, the purpose of this video, I'm going to set my one marker here, and then I'm gonna add my second marker to know where my 16 stitches end. I have to do regular knit stitch for all these stitches, but once I hit my marker, I have to cast off these 16 stitches. My knit stitch, my first marker, so I'm just going to take that off, and then now I'm going to start to cast off 16 stitches, but I'm first going to do my knit stitch, and then I do another knit stitch, and then bring the first loop over the second loop, and that's me casting off. So that's 2, or that's 1, 2, 3. Now that I've hit my other marker, I'm going to take that off. And what I'm going to do is also make sure I'm doing my 16. Now that I've casted off my 16 stitches, we're here facing the front of our work. So in order to count what we have to do next, it's super easy to just do this. So before, let's just pull that. So before we cast it off, we did a couple stitches at the very back, right? So you want to count those stitches from the back. It's hard to do this upside down. So I'm facing my back now. Make sure. So here, you can see that this is only 1 row of blue and this is 2. So we know these are the stitches we did in the back. So all you have to do is count these stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now that means that we have to literally mimic that side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we have to account for the 16 that we're going to cast off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that means that all of these stitches left here are going to just be knit stitches for the front. And once we hit here, we're going to cast off 16. So I could add my marker back on. So I'm going to keep going from where I was. So now I've hit my mark where I'm gonna need to start to do my 16 cast off. So I'm gonna go here and prepare. So I'm just gonna knit that one, and then I'm gonna do this. So this is 1, and I'm gonna go all the way till I cast off 16. 2, my last cast off there, and then now we are close to the back. So all we have to do is do these knit stitches again. And now that I'm exactly at the back, I am going to still be carrying my blue yarn, but if you need to switch at this time, you can do so. And what I'm going to do is I'll be doing my knit stitch until I reach here. So I'll meet you when we're at the back of the first 16 stitches we casted off. Okay, so now I'm here where we first were when we had to cast off. And what we're going to do is cast back on 21 stitches. So I know that with this chunky yarn, me casting back on 21 to 22, like 21, 22 stitches is perfect, and it feels comfortable for me in my arm area. So I'm going to cast on 21 stitches. So I'm going to go like this, in between that loop, 1, 2, 3. Put on my 21 stitches. I'm just going to go to the other side, and I'm going to just do regular knit stitches back in, just like so. Okay, and then now I'm going to do knits and follow the pattern, and then when I get to the other side where I had my other, I'm also going to then cast on 21 stitches. So I'll meet you at the back once you've casted on the 21 stitches here. So now I'm at the back. I've successfully casted on both of my armhole areas for the top piece. Now what we got to start thinking is we're going to do about like 2 regular rows, but then after those 2 regular rows, we have to start doing our decreases because we need this area to be much smaller for our turtleneck, right? So I'm going to do 2 regular knit stitch rows all the way around. And once you get to this area, just make sure it's not tangled, but you just do regular knit stitches. That's all you have to do, right? So yeah, I'm going to switch my color, and then once I come back to my back piece here, little tail, once I come back to my back piece, I'll start seeing what would be the best move for us to do moving forward. So just do 2 regular rows around, and I'll see you back then. So I've done the 2 extra rows on my top area here, which is this very light pink. And what I'm going to do now is, every 4 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, the next one, I'm gonna do a decrease. So I'm gonna knit 4 stitches and then grab these together and do a decrease. I'm gonna do knit 1, knit 2, knit 3, knit 4, and then on the 5th, I'm gonna do my decrease. And I'm gonna keep doing this until I have literally 35 stitches on my rod. If you feel like you need to do more decreases faster, then do that. So if you need to do 3 stitches and then on the 4th do the decrease, do it. But you kind of want it to naturally kind of form. You don't want it to be like everything's regular and then like decreases, right? So I'm gonna do all of these until literally there's only 35 stitches left on my knitting stick. So I'll meet you back when I'm done that. So now that I've just did my decrease, I'm gonna go here and do my 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do my decrease. Okay, and I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll meet you back once I have my 35 stitches, and so do you. Okay, so I am knitting, and I realized that as I am knitting around and then decreasing at 4, it kind of went quite fast, and this might be almost close to where my neck area needs to be. So once you're actually done your decrease row and all of it is looking good and you don't need to do any more decreases because you have enough for your neck area, then you're going to just work your way up. So no more decreases anymore, just do knit row all the way around to however long you want your neck area or to your collar to be. I'll meet you once all of my collar is fully done. Once you've completed your collar area and you're ready to cast off, make sure that you're casting off very lightly, because if you cast off very tight, you won't be able to fit your head through when you're putting your top on, and you don't want to have that as your issue once you've done all of this lovely work. So just make sure that you're literally pulling the yarn to make it loose. This is what your top should be looking like. So you have the body of your bolero top, you have the nice neck area there, it fits over your head, and then we're ready to do the arm area, so I'll show you how to do that. You're going to place your knitting stick underneath the 2 loops, grab your yarn of choice, you're going to wrap that under your hook, and then you're going to pull it through those 2 loops, and that's you basically casting back on. And then you're going to do that for all the loops around the top until you get all the way back to the front. Once you're hitting the top area, it's kind of different than the bottom, so you want to make sure that you're casting into these loops here. They're different than the loops at the very bottom, so you want to make sure that you're getting the ones kind of in the middle, and then you do the same process. So you wrap the yarn around and you pull it through, and then it may seem that you're skipping over an area, but you're literally only grabbing from that loop, and you can see it flows nice with the knit stitch. And once you've done your first knit row, this is all you got to do now. All you have to do is knit all the way down for your sleeve until you have the length that you desire. And once you have completed your full knit sleeve, then all you're going to have to do is cast off again. And you can see that my casted on row turned out really nice, and that's all you have to do, just knit all the way down. So good luck, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!